All right, so let's get back to the clip here. We're about 2.5 minutes in, and we're going to hear Dave Ramsey make certain statements. And when people make statements like this, you just know you've got a zealot on your hand. It just means you need to double check with this. It doesn't mean what they're saying is not accurate. Just got to double check it because, you know, they're not thinking about it anymore. They made their decision years ago, and they're sticking with it. Here we go.
Admired about you is you have figured out that there are principles. When Proverbs 22:7 says, the rich rules over the poor, the borrower is slave to the lender. When you take that as a principle, even when you can technically justify the specific context of a situation, logically, you might can justify taking the PPP. You can.
Now, by the way, I'm leaving this in because for some who are enormous Dave Ramsey fans, this is one of the best arguments for him doing what he does because he's sticking to his principles. But as I said earlier, so if Dave, what you were looking to do was follow principles, and to you, taking out debt is a sin you're working to avoid, why is that sin okay to engage in after I've furloughed my top executives, after I stopped taking in income, and after I've fired a bunch of employees? Why is that now the moral thing to do? It's moral that I put these people out on the street because I didn't want to sign a contract that fully said that as long as I deployed the money within my control to the uses they said to use it for, and I'm going to be no worse economic condition than I was going to be if I had no money. Put that together, guys. Meaning, if I had $300,000 worth of payroll and I got $300,000 of PPP, I spent it on those $300,000 worth of people. Now I get it forgiven. I could have fired everybody, destroyed my business, had a bunch of employees that never want to work for me again, all because I didn't want to take a loan. Where's the morality? Again, that the Ramseys wouldn't get paid. My leadership team wouldn't get paid. Some employees are okay with not get paid so that we don't have to have any layoffs. And then we would have to do layoffs before we would borrow debt. You see, this is where this idea of it being a principle would be, if you had a principle, a moral one, like I'm not going to cheat on my taxes. What you don't do is then give yourself 3 or 4 qualifiers. Well, after those things, I can cheat on my taxes. It's either a principle or it's not. And it sure seems like what he's doing is keeping his zealotry in place and getting to hold his moral ground. Meanwhile, maybe many regular employees have to endure undue suffering because he doesn't want to sign a contract that gives the ability to have money come into, not his organization, he make his own choice, but he's telling lots and lots and lots of people that grant him all the authority in the world that they shouldn't touch it based upon principle, that they should first do all these other things. And in this clip, he says, also sell your assets so that there's enough money to make it.
Cut your own pay, preserve cash, sell off assets, and protect your people. Protect your people. That's what you do.
Okay, so that's the last part of that super moral statement of protect your people, unless it requires you signing a contract that Dave Ramsey has a problem inside of his zealous philosophy with you signing. In which case, abandon all that morality, lay those people off because you didn't want to sign a contract that was going to have a loan entirely forgiven based upon choices that are 100% in your control as the business owner to keep those employees employed for long enough to have the PPP loan totally forgiven.